I'm trying to figure out how to do this because we're short jacks now.
Do it
And I don't
any
know.
way. Do it any way you want.
Well, we were picked up by the group in the RV, and we started heading towards Jacksonville. And when we got there, we saw the city was on fire. The military was attacking it. I guess all the zombies were taking over the city. We got close to
What's up, free man?
the little
Farron,
survivor
thank you very much
camp
for the
where
follow,
everybody
Farron.
was,
Thank you.
where the military was rescuing people, and they started trying to knock the RV over,
Yeah, they did.
swarm us, and it was rocking back and forth. We got through that, and then we got hit by, I guess it was a Humvee, a military Humvee, and oh yeah, before that we had some soldiers sort of stop us in the road and get on the RV, and then we got hit by the Humvee and knocked us over, pretty much ruined the RV. We got everybody out, started making our way towards the woods. On the other side of the woods, we found I think it was Winn-Dixie distribution center. Looked like it had been untouched. So that's kind of where we are now.
Fantasy Grounds.
I did leave out one important part. The
Fantasy
roadblock
Grounds.
to get through, and we got ambushed by some zombies, and we lost Betty. She didn't make it. And, so I guess that's pretty much the bulk of what we did last week, or Wednesday.
No problem,
it really
man.
wasn't last week, but
Yeah, we had 2 games this week, which is good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Maybe if we can do it again, maybe next week, maybe we'll do another 2-session week again, and maybe finish the game up early, and maybe do like a really in-depth character creation like we did with Titan's Grave last night. I think that would actually be pretty fun. Because in
for
the
new 5e,
and the new D&D 5e game, I do not believe that I'm going to allow anything from the new Sword Coast Companion, simply because it's not going to be ready for Fantasy Grounds. Unless by some miracle it does come out at the same time, there's a chance that could happen. But I'm not counting on it. But any races from the Princes of Apocalypse, like the Goliath, the Aarakocra, those are all open season. And for the first time in any of my games, I'm allowing multi-classing. So, if you want to multi-class, you're allowed to multi-class. But in my humbled opinion, multi-classing kind of gimps your character in 5e in the long run. And this is a level 1 to 15 campaign. So, and we will see this campaign through from 1 to 15. Just like we finished the Horde of the Dragon Queen, we finished that. We're going to finish the Princes of Apocalypse. So this Out of the Abyss is going to be a really good one, and we are going to see it through. So it's going to take a while to do it, so if you guys can't commit to it, the time, you might want to do it now, because I really honestly don't want to replace players during that game. I would like to keep the same core group the whole time. So, but anyways, to get off on a tangent like that, wow, I'm actually allowing Aarakocras and what is this world coming to? Oh my goodness. Alright, so anybody else have anything they want to add about last week? Had some new people join. Unfortunately, Betty died. Oh my gosh. That was horrible. Those exploding sixes,
Yeah, I will add that she
her.
was the last of the original crew.
She was. That's sure. Puck Manfred, he was the second to go. Vera, she was the first to go. She was still on the ship. And then Dee Dee and Cletus, they didn't want to take a chance with this little Samantha girl, so they unhitched the Ford Festiva and the motorcycle and said, "We're out of here." So you may see them down the line. You have no clue. But anyway,
No,
you
it's
guys
okay.
found the
Vera
Winn-Dixie.
was the lucky one. She got to choose her fate.
Yeah, she did. She most definitely did. Kind of weird way to choose her own fate, but I kind of shook my head at that one. But hey, she did get to make her own choice. So you guys are in the North Carolina regional warehouse for Winn-Dixie Stores Incorporated. You guys found this. It was over a hill. It seemed like there were really no zombies at all. I mean, there was really and in fact, it was kind of weird because it hadn't even been touched. It was like it was sealed. I mean, there were still the fumes from the dry ice and stuff that was trying to keep everything, whatever produce and stuff was fresh. And you guys get that shit outside. And big warehouse, like a huge multi-level warehouse. You guys get Samantha into the office, and you actually got to have some pretty good one-on-one time with the corporal. And the corporal is kind of in a state of flux on what's going on. He's got a couple of his men that are trying to contact the rest of his company and his unit. But remember, the corporal did say that these doors are not opening, and nobody is to leave. Because they, and people were asking, hey, I've got loved ones out there, I've got to go get them and bring them back here. And the corporal said, no, it's not happening. They want to keep this contained. They want to keep this is like a little slice of heaven right now on the shit that's going on in the entire world. So they want to keep this as safe as possible for the time being. So you guys found tons of supplies. I mean, tons. Pallets of cereal, pallets of paper products, pallets of everything. So everybody's kind of been, feasting. There's refrigerated units. Some things were still kind of a little cold. Had some teas and some juices and refrigerated stuff like that. Everybody's hasn't ate like this in a while. So there's this problem with Samantha. You guys have her in the office. Old Man Joe's with her, by the way. And now that Greg is kind of lightened up a little bit towards Samantha, actually his boys actually lightened up a lot sooner than he did. Because remember, when you guys are still in the RV, his son, one of his sons, his youngest son, went over to help her as she fell stumbling out of the back sleeping compartment. So now Gregory's kind of lightened up as well. She's lost her mom, her dad, the little baby that was in Monica. And she really still doesn't know, because as soon as she asked you that, when when Betty was back there, she basically fell out and went back unconscious. Then the accident happened, all that stuff, and then you guys found your way to the warehouse. So you guys are still with the corporal. That's pretty much where we left off. A lot of the people around are asking questions as in, what are we going to do? How long are we going to stay here? Are we going to open this up as like are we going to open this up as sort of like a safe haven where people can come? But the corporal's really reluctant to all of that. He wants to keep this a very safe position for as long as he can. Because you don't, there's really nothing else around in the area that hasn't been ransacked and, shit like that. Sam? Steve? What say you guys?
Well, as I was speaking earlier, the last time, I want to organize everyone to start getting supplies, mostly dry foods and medical supplies, pile them all up. We need
there's so many supplies here, Sam, as in canned food. There's no way with the 48 people that are here, between the 40 survivors and the the corporal and his 3 men, and you two, and plus Velcor, he's there. There's no way that you're going to be able to carry all this stuff. It's like a 1,000,000 square foot warehouse. This thing is huge. I mean, there's cases and cases of canned goods, cases and cases. I mean, everywhere. It's just wall-to-wall supplies. It's a Winn-Dixie warehouse. But there's, you haven't found any medical supplies yet. You wouldn't know where they would be. But if you've been in Winn-Dixie or any other grocery store, they usually have some type of, medical aisle. So there's got to be some stuff around here somewhere.
Well, they usually have a pharmacy too. There's got to be some kind of place with painkillers, antibiotics, stuff like that.
Oh, Dee would be in heaven right now if he was here. Huh? That would have been the first thing Dee started looking for, because he was totally out of all that stuff. The bikers took all that stuff from him. They said, you won't be needing these anymore.
Yeah, Sam, I think you're right. I think we need to start looking for some sort of medical supplies, maybe fill our packs with some stuff just in case we find a way out of here. It doesn't look like they're going to voluntarily let us leave.
Well, zombies could invade us anytime. We could rest after we've already filled our supplies, prepared to move out. Then we can take a break. So,
sure.
Dave, what I'm going to do is just start searching through boxes, looking around all over the warehouse, looking mainly for medical supplies because we do have sick people with us.
Well, sounds good. Here's the warehouse again, in case you guys didn't have that bookmarked. But that's pretty much the gist on the size of the warehouse. Now, there's a second level to this warehouse also. And the second level has basically these conveyor elevators, and these are these small 6 little squares here where the pallets would actually come up, take things that are coming down, pre-wrapped pallets, and then take them to the loading bays, as you guys can see. So there's pretty much 5 loading bays on each side, and these loading bays, each loading bay will fit like 3 or 4 trucks at a time. So, I mean, this will hold, and there's tons of, as you guys were approaching, there's all kinds of company vehicles outside. There were all kinds of, semis that were parked. So there's all kinds of, this place is pretty much untouched. There was not one single shambler that was around this warehouse, which made the place unique.
Were the trucks already backed up to the bay doors?
Yeah, there were some.
Okay.
Yeah, there were some.
But some of the doors are still open, basically.
Yeah, some of the doors are still open.
Okay.
You can see that there's basically it's just wall-to-wall pallets. What is a 56-foot trailer has 28 pallets on it or something like that. So yeah, some of these still have the doors open with 28 full pallets of product that are stacked to the ceiling. So there's so much stuff in this warehouse. If you guys could keep this, you could live for years safely. But that you have a ton of survivors fleeing Jacksonville by the thousands. So how long this place will stay safe, you have no clue.
Yeah, and is it likely we could, how many exits are there? Could we board them all up and protect that with just a few soldiers that came with us?
Yeah, yeah, sure. You could take full pallets of product and there's quite a few forklifts. There's probably 20-25 forklifts inside this place. You can, not every bay door has a semi blocking it, but the door is down, all locked up. There's the large massive double doors that are on the eastern side. That's pretty much where they would bring the all the product in and then kind of put it in its sections and use the elevators, take it up and whatnot. The big office there in the lower eastern southeastern portion of the warehouse, that's pretty much where all the buyers are. You guys took a look at that, and that's where Samantha's at too. There's probably 30 or 40 offices in this area. There's some executive offices, but these are more like I want to say like the kiosk areas, the partition desk and partitioned area. What do they call those in the office?
Cubicles.
Cubicles, that's it. Yeah, tons of cubicles in there. Pretty much where all the buyers hang out and then buy the merchandise from the companies around the states and shit and stuff. So then there's like a massive like a radio area, sort of like a transmission place for the trucks, so they could keep track of all the keep tab of all of the trucks. I mean, it's state of the art. I mean,
Dispatch office.
Yeah, dispatch. Yeah. There's a couple doors, but you guys pretty much can put pallets behind there. Sure.
I'd like to go to the dispatch office, see if I can get anything on any of the radios, maybe any transmission coming in.
Sure, you can find a bunch of like headsets and stuff. Sure, there's I'm not even gonna make you do a roll. I mean, there's headsets probably for communication around the warehouse. So there, there's batteries there. You need to plug in a couple batteries, and sure, yeah, you find working headsets. How long the batteries last, you don't know. But there's tons of batteries that are already plugged in, charged up, and there's bins. There's a bin that says charged and not charged, and so yeah.
Now, is this just communication for in the warehouse, or communication with the trucks as well, like as they're on the road?
No. Well, there's larger pieces of equipment to keep track of the trucks on the road. Stuff like GPS and stuff. But yeah, these are the headsets are probably for around, and there's some walkie-talkies and stuff as well. Probably just for around the warehouse here.
Well, I guess I'll take some of the batteries that say charged and some of the headsets and maybe pass them out to a few of the other people, kind of so we can communicate throughout the warehouse while we're looking for supplies.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Alright, I'll get one of those.
Alright.
I happen to pass by him, I'll take one.
All right, and there's been one gentleman that's been asking a lot of questions to one of the soldiers. Just a normal-looking guy, asking, pretty much asking the soldier what's been going on. He supposedly he's got some loved ones that he'd like to go and try to find and bring him back, and this is actually, Lord Acid, this is your character, so you can actually kind of interact with Lord now if you'd like, because he's getting not getting super loud, but he's kind of how should I say, he's trying to coerce the officers into like letting him go and letting him come back with his family. Keeps talking about his chittens.
His kittens.
Yeah. What's your name there? The corporal comes over to you and says, "What's your name, sir?" "I'm Corporal Hauser. What can I do for you, sir?"
"I'm Guile."
"You're Guile. Are you from around these parts, sir, Guile?"
Well,
or did you make it to Jacksonville?
I turned up in Jacksonville just for all this shit great broke out.
You're one of the lucky ones. So what is this? You said you got your family? Where's your family at? Are they still in Jacksonville? Because if so, you might want to write them off. And I'm not trying to be mean, but we just kind of have to look at the reality here. You know what I mean, Guile? Coming, guy to guy here, and I know it's your family and all. Who all's out there?
Well, it's
right,
my wife and kids.
So they're her kids, or are they not your kids, or are they sort of like
Our
children?
kids.
How many kids do you have out there, Guile? Is it Guile or
One.
Kyle? Is it Guile or Kyle?
Guile.
Guile with a G? Alright, buddy. So when's the last time you saw him, Guile?
Just before all this mess broke out.
Were they escaping with you?
Well, I was
I need to change that beeping.
I was outside, not with them, and I'm just worried. All the time I'm thinking about them, but I haven't got the time yet to check up on them.
All right. Well, I can understand that there, Guile with a G. So here's my plan, Guile. This warehouse is a safe haven, and I can't let you go, because if I let you go, you're going to go back to Jacksonville and tell all these survivors that this place is here. And then we're not even going to have to worry about all of those zombies, whatever the hell those living dead are out there. We're going to have to worry about tons of people. And I've only got 3 soldiers here. I'm trying to still contact my unit. If I can get my unit here, Guile with a G, then I might be able to open this up, make some more protective barriers, and then kind of expand this place a little bit. But until then, I need you and me, Guile with a G, to be on the same page. As in, I need you to be here, buddy. I need you to help take care of the women, the children, the few elderly that we have. That redhead over there that keeps running her mouth, saying that she's a doctor and all this stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have to. We got to be on the same page, Kyle. Guile with a G.
I would say move one of those tractor trailers right up to the entrance road. Block that off.
Well, we've pretty much got it secured outside. All of the fences are locked. We're going to have to put probably a couple people, probably a couple lookouts on top of the warehouse. We haven't been up on the 2nd floor yet, so we still have to find out what's going on. There may be even more people in here on the top. We don't know. We're going to have to find out. So, but it seems like it was untouched. But like I was saying there, Guile with a G, we're going to have to be on the same page. So we'll get to your family, Guile. I promise. But I have to get the rest of my unit here. I've got about another 40-50 men that I can get here, and then from that point on, then we can start thinking about expanding this place and maybe making a secure shelter and offering food and whatnot.
Okay.
All right, so Sam and Steve, you guys kind of check. What are you guys checking for medical supplies, right?
Oh yeah, anything. There should be at least like 2 fungus medicine or Pepto-Bismol, anything like that you normally find on the pharmacy aisle. Or we're looking for any of those types of supplies. We're communicating with each other, canvassing the entire place.
Okay, give me a couple notice checks, Steve and oh, very nice. Holy shit! So some explosions right off the bat. So yeah, Sam, you and Greg are Greg tells his children to go into the office and keep an eye on Sam, and as you and Greg are kind of going around, you find this sort of like a master list of sections of the entire warehouse. And yes, you do see that on the 2nd floor, there is quite a few. There's like health and HBA, like health and beauty aids. There's all kinds of medical supplies and whatnot. All that stuff is in secured locations on the 2nd level. Toenail fungus cream, babe.
Well, these are things that people are going to need, like everyday type of things. Probably some people out there are suffering with some rashes, some itches from here and there. Not everyone is clean. Not everyone's been able to bathe consistently.
Yeah.
And plus, there's probably some scrapes and bruises that need to be taken care of. You said 40 people or so, right? Plus the soldiers.
Yeah, there should be like alcohol and bandages and stuff we could try to get.
Yep. So if I find any of those things, I'm going to start shuttling that down to other people.
Okay. So as you guys get up to the second level, obviously the electricity's not working, but you do find a stairwell, and you and also Steve and a few others, they seem to be following you up there, and one of these is a red-headed woman, seems to be middle-aged or so. All this talk with medical supplies is kind of she says that she is a physician of sort, and that she can help identify with the names of this medicine and whatnot. So she's kind of been coming with you guys. So Mrs. Rose, you can introduce yourself to everybody and actually kind of talk to the young boy here that seems to be really experienced in life for such a young boy.
All right, if she's around and I'm shifting some boxes around,
yeah,
I would say I found another box of Band-Aids here, ma'am. By the way, my name is Sam. What was yours?
Oh, I'm Rose. It's nice to meet you there, Sam.
Yeah, it's good to know your name. It seems we'll be together here for a while.
For another couple weeks, anyways. I love it. Please, you guys continue, please, y'all. Continue. I'm sorry.
So, Ms. Rose, where are you from?
I'm from the UP. I don't know if you know where that is. It's the upper part of Michigan. Little town called Escanaba.
I've heard of Michigan.
Escanaba.
Are there any swamps there? I know swamps.
No, we're just right off of the Great Lakes there.
Okay, so you do fishing?
Yes. Fishing, hunting, all your fun outdoorsy stuff. In fact, my husband and I owned a hunting lodge.
Oh, well, that's fun. I've spent a lot of my life hunting and fishing also.
Yeah. It's good times.
You seem
young, but well, my sons were about your age when they started going on their trips with their dad.
Well, I've had a lot of time to grow up since leaving Georgia. I've walked this far since I started.
It's a long time, and just what, yeah.
Well, I did hang out with the bicycle gang for a little while.
Oh, you too, huh?
Right. It was not a good experience, but fortunately I was able to get away from them.
Sounds quite similar to the experience I've had down here.
Oh. Is that how you made it this far?
Yeah, I was down south here on a cruise, and everything hit the fan. We got away on one of those little lifeboats. Hurricane. Long story short, we ended up in the Carolinas here, and her gang used us for bait, as he liked to call it. And,
well, hold up. I think you're in the wrong character.
No, she's not.
Okay. So,
no, she's not.
Alright, I'm looking at her audience. That's really strange. I was just with a group of people. They are all gone now. That was also on a cruise.
Yeah, I'm the only one left of mine, too.
Well, you do seem to know what you're picking up here with these medical supplies. You have any experience with that?
Yeah, before my husband and I bought the hunting lodge, I retired from being a veterinarian.
Oh, that's good.
She's a doctor.
I mean, a few things, of course, not used on animals, but
So good.
No, I think it's harder. I think it's harder to treat animals because they can't tell you what's wrong.
Yeah.
What a small world, huh, Sam? You